Well, I know what you're thinking. What's going on here, Sam? Well, basically, I was setting the idle mixture screws about 3 or 4 days ago, and crouched down to look under the car, and yes, that's cat litter soaking up oil, and I noticed there was a puddle. Turns out, luckily this happened on my driveway and not on the road. The oil pressure relief valve left the timing cover. I'll just show you where the timing cover is now. Pardon the mess, it's really busy in here as usual. There it is. This circlip failed. Well, actually not this circlip, this is an original circlip. I fitted one off the shelf which I thought was a good tight fit. This one here, turns out it must not have been, and the whole thing popped out. That resulted in, well, the car was idling, remember? I quickly checked the oil pressure, noticed it was 0, shut the engine off. And then literally the car was just there, I literally rolled it back in here, jacked her up, and it's been there ever since. So first thoughts is, crap, the engine was running with no pressure. Does that mean that a bearing could have been picked up, this, that, and the rest? The engine still turns over lovely, and because I've taken the timing cover off, you can see here that the sump's exposed, which means all the coolant and stuff just falls into the sump. So if you take the timing cover off, you have to remove the sump, which means, yeah, you have to, sorry, not remove the sump, but you have to change the oil because it gets contaminated. So I have some fresh oil come today, but unfortunately I do not have a new timing cover gasket. That's going to come next week, so I'm kind of at a standstill now. However, I thought what I could do is I could check the oil for metal particles, flakes, etc. Upon inspection, I noticed there was a gold flake shimmering effect in the oil. I panicked. I thought, oh no, that's my bearing material. Turns out, bearing in mind the oil is lovely and amber coloured, but there's this little gold flaky tinge. I thought, damn. Turns out the assembly lube I used is high in moly and it's high in zinc, and those actually, if you add a little drop of assembly lube to a little dish of fresh engine oil, the whole thing goes glittery. It's unreal, and it's the same colour as what I found in my oil, so I'm so relieved that the engine is okay. My oil pressure is still excellent when the relief valve's in place. So I think the thing must have been only running for, a minute maximum between me checking and seeing it. So, and it was only at 650 RPM, so I think I'm fine. It should have had plenty of oil for that thing to run for quite a while before going dry, and luckily we shut it down straight away. So next thing, to double check that my bearings are okay, that is the inside of my oil filter. I used my tin snips to open it as to not put extra, I didn't use an angle grinder, which would have left deposits inside, or a saw, and I checked through all of the fins, or whatever they're called in the filter. No big chunks, took a magnet to it, nothing. If the bearings that are gone, there'd be evidence in there, and there isn't, so I'm really happy about that. And yeah, that's the update. So disaster averted. It was very close to being one. My oil comes today, so that's fine, but I gotta wait on the timing cover gasket. I could RTV it, but I don't really want to risk RTV. If it gives way, it's not a big job to get the timing cover and stuff off, but you do ruin the oil again. That costs like 70 quid for some good oil, so do it once, do it right, torque it properly, and it shouldn't leak for, well, it's a Land Rover V8, so probably will start leaking immediately. Anyway, there we go. That's my update. Sorry it's not more interesting. The next video I'm going to do when it runs back up is I'm going to show you how to set. The one thing that everyone asks for is, how do you set up a carburetor? So I'm going to basically dial it all the way back to factory settings, which should fire the car up. I'm going to put the timing you know, where you put it when you first assemble the engine, right on number 1 spark plug, and I'll show you just how to set it up. So that's the plan for the next one. As always, stay home, keep safe, social distance, and yeah, hopefully we'll speak again shortly.